Hrim Shrim Shri Adiparashakti Matre Namaha. 16 times. Remembering the Mother's benign, divine, beautiful form in the heart, praying to her to bless us with her real darshanam, her darshanam as the self, and her darshanam as she is present everywhere in this whole universe. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Adi Parashakti Matre Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Adi Parashakti Matre Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Adi Parashakti Matre Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Adi Parashakti Matre Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Adi Parashakti Matre Namaha. Om Aim Hrim Shrim Shri Adiparashakti 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 Matre Namaha. Om Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishvotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayan Namaha. Janmadhyasya yatonvayati taratascha artheshva vignaswarat tene brahma hrudaya adikavaye muhyanti yat surayah tejo vari mrudam yatha vinimayo yatra trisargo mrusha धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं. समस्त देवताभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण आचार्येभ्यो साधकेभ्यो भक्तेभ्यो साधुभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. Yesterday we finished chanting even the Mahatmya of Skandha Purana. Now we will restart chanting of one of the beautiful skandhas, skandha number 7. So one chapter every day for 7-8 minutes, followed by our continuation of Adhyanam of 11th skandha, where such a profound knowledge Bhagavan Krishna is giving to all of us in this 28th chapter through Sri Uddhavaji. Let us chant now. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Srimad-Bhagavata Mahapuranam Parayanam Atha Saptamaskandha Atha Pratamodhyayah. Rajovacha Samah Priyaha Suhrutu Brahman Bhutanam Bhagavan Swayam Indrasyarthe Katam Daityanu Avadhit Vishamo Yatha Nahyasyartha Suraganaihi Sakshat Nishreyasatmanah Naivasurebhyo Vidveshaha Nodvegascha Gunasya Hi Iti Naha Sumahabhaga Narayana Gunan Prati Samshayah Sumahan Jataha Tadbhavanschettumarhate. Shri Shuka Uvacha Sadhu Prushtam Maharaja Hareshcharitam Yad Bhagavata Mahatmyam Bhagavad Bhakti Vardhanam Giyate Paramam Punyam Rushibhir Naradadibhi Natva Krishnaya Munaye Kathayishe Hare Katham Nigrunopi Hyajo Vyaktaha Bhagavan Prakrute Paraha Samaya Gunamavishya बाध्यपादगतां गदः सत्त्वं रजस्तम इति प्रकृतेर्नात्मनो गुणाः न तेषां युगपत् राजन् ह्रास उल्लास एव वा जयकाले तु सत्त्वस्य देवर्षीन् रजसोऽसुरान् तमसो यक्षरक्षांसि तत्कालानुगुणो भजत ज्योतिरादिरिवा भाते सङ्घातान्न विविच्यते विदन्त्यात्मानमात्मस्थं मथित्वा कवयोऽन्ततः यदा सिसृक्षुः पुर आत्मनः परः रजः सृजत्येष पृथक् स्वमायया सत्त्वं विचित्रासुरिरं सुरीश्वरः शयिष्यमाणस्तम ईरयत्यसौ कालं चरन्तं सृजतीश आश्रयं प्रधानपुंभ्यां नरदेव सत्यकृतो एष राजन्नपि काल ईशिता सत्त्वं सुरानीकमिवैधयत्यतः तत्प्रत्यनीकानसुरान् सुरप्रियाः रजस्तमस्कान् प्रमिणोत्युरुश्रवाः अत्रैवोदाहृतः पूर्वम् इतिहासः सुरर्षिणा प्रीत्या महाक्रतौ राजन् पृच्छते जातशत्रवे दृष्ट्वा महाद्भुतं राजा राजसूये महाक्रतौ वासुदेवे भगवति सायुज्यं चेदि भूभुजः तत्रासीनं सुरऋषिं राजा पाण्डुसुतः क्रतौ पप्रच्छ विस्मितमनाः मुनीनां शृण्वताम् इदं युधिष्ठिर उवाच अहो अत्यद्भुतं हि एतत् दुर्लभैकान्तिनामवे वासुदेवे परे तत्त्वे प्राप्तिश्चैद्यस्य विद्विषः एतद्वेदितुमिच्छामः सर्व एव वयं मुने भगवन्निन्दया वेनः द्विजैस्तमसि पातितः दमघोषसुतः पापः आरभ्य कलभाषणात् सम्प्रत्यमर्षि गोविन्दे दन्तवक्त्रश्च दुर्मतेः शपतो रसकृत् विष्णुं यद्ब्रह्म परमव्ययं श्वित्रो न जातो जिह्वायां नान्दं विविशतुस्तमः कथं तस्मिन् भगवते दुरवग्राहधामने पश्यतां सर्वलोकानां लयमीयतुरञ्जसा एतद्भ्राम्यति मे बुद्धिः दीपार्श्रिववायुना ब्रूहि एतदद्भुततमं भगवान् तत्र कारणं श्रीशुक उवाच राज्ञः तद्वच आकर्ण्य नारदो भगवान् ऋषिः तुष्टः प्राहतमाभाष्य शृण्वत्यास्तत्सदः कथाः नारद उवाच निन्दनस्तव सत्कारण्यकारार्थं कळेवरं प्रधानपरयो राजन् अविवेकेन कल्पितं हिंसा तदभिमानेन दण्डपारुष्ययोर्यथा वैषम्यमिह भूतानां ममाहमिति पार्थिव यन्निबद्धोऽभिमानोऽयं तद्वधात् प्राणिनां वदः तथा न यस्य कैवल्याद् अभिमानोऽखिलात्मनः परस्य दमकर्तुर्हि हिंसा केनास्य कल्प्यते तस्माद्वैरानुबन्धेन निर्वैरेण भयेन वा स्नेहात् कामेन वा युञ्जातु कथञ्चिन्नेक्षते पृथगो यथा वैरानुबन्धेन मर्त्यः तन्मयतां यातो न तथा भक्तियोगेन इति मे निश्चिता मतिः कीटः पेशस्कृतारुद्धः कुड्यायां तन् अनुस्मरन् संरम्भभययोगेन विन्दते तत्सर्वोपदाम् एवं कृष्णे भगवति मायामनुजैश्वरे वैरेण पूतपाप्मानः तमापुरनुचिन्तया कामाद्वेषाद्भयात् स्नेहात् यथा भक्त्येश्वरे मनः आवेश्य तत् अगमहित्वा बहवस्तद्गतिं गताः गोप्यः कामाद्भयात् कंसः देशाच्चैद्यायैद्ययो नृपाः सम्बन्धाद् वृष्णेः स्नेहाद् यूयं भक्त्या वयं विभो कथमोऽपि न वेनः स्यात् पञ्चानां पुरुषं व्रते तस्मात् केनाप्युपायेन मनः कृष्णे निवेशयेत् मातृश्वसेयो वः चैद्यः दन्तवक्त्रश्च पाण्डवा पार्षदप्रभुरौ विष्णोः विप्रशापात् पदाच्युतौ युधिष्ठिर उवाच कीदृशः कस्य वा शापः हरिदासाभिमर्शनः अश्रद्धेय इवा भाति हरेरेकान्तिनां भवः देहेन्द्रियासु हीनानां वैकुण्ठपुरवासिनां देहसम्बन्धसम्बद्धम् एतदाख्यातुमर्हसि नारद उवाच एकदा ब्रह्मणः पुत्राः विष्णोर्लोकं यदृच्छया सनन्दनादयो जग्मुः चरन्तो भुवनत्रयं पञ्चषड्ढायनार्भाभाः पूर्वेषामपि पूर्वजाः दिग्वाससः शिशून् मत्वा द्वास्तौ तान् प्रत्यषेधताम् अशपन् कुपिता एवं युवां वासं न चार्हत रजस्तमोभ्यां रहिते पादमूले मधुद्विषः प्रोक्तौ पुनर् पापिष्टाम् आसुरीं योनिं बालिशौ यातमाश्वतः एवं शप्तौ स्वभवनात् पतन्तौ तैः कृपालुभिः प्रोक्तौ पुनर्जन्मभिर्वां त्रिभिर्लोकाय कल्पतां जज्ञाते तौ दितेः पुत्रौ दैत्यदानववन्दितौ हिरण्यकशिपुर्ज्येष्ठः हिरण्याक्षोऽनुजस्ततः हतो हिरण्यकशिपुः हरिणा सिंहरूपिणा हिरण्याक्षोद्धरोद्धारे बिभ्रता सौकरं वपुः हिरण्यकशिपुः पुत्रं प्रह्लादं केशवप्रियं जिगांसुरकुरोत् नाना यातना मृत्युहेतवे सर्वभूतात्मभूतं तं प्रशान्तं समदर्शनं भगवत्तेजसा स्पृष्टं नाशक्नोत् हन्तुमुद्यमैः ततस्तौ राक्षसौ जातौ केशिन्यां विश्रवः सुतौ रावणः कुम्भकर्णश्च सर्वलोकोपधावनौ तत्रापि राघवो भूत्वा न्यहनत् शापमुक्तये रामवीर्यं श्रोष्यसि त्वं मार्कण्डेयमुखात् प्रभो तावेव क्षत्रियौ जातौ मातृश्वप्रात्मजौ तव मातृश्वप्रात्मजौ तव तावेव क्षत्रियौ जातौ मातृश्वस्त्रात्मजौ तव अधुना शापनिर्मुक्तौ कृष्णचक्रहतां हसौ वैरानुबन्धतीव्रेण ध्यानेनाच्युतसात्मतां नियुतौ पुनर्हरेः पार्श्वं जग्मतुर्विष्णुपार्षदौ युधिष्ठिरवाच विद्वेषोदयिते पुत्रे कथमासीन्महात्मने ब्रूहि मे भगवन् येन प्रह्लादस्याच्युतात्मता इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां सप्तमस्कन्धे प्रथमोऽध्यायः ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः वंडरफुल ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम श्री भागवत शरणं मम श्री सद्गुरु शरणं मम श्री सूत शरणं मम श्री शुकदेव शरणं मम श्री व्यास शरणं मम श्री नारद शरणं मम श्री कुमार शरणं मम श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम श्री विष्णु शरणं मम श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम शरणं मम शरणं मम श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव ओम गंगरोति वाचालं मंगुं लंघयते हरिं यत्कृपातो वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति रसा अदभ्यबन्धुद्भाग्याः मामामुञ्चितगरिजित ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणम् एकादश स्कंधा मुक्तिर्हित्वा रूपं स्वरूपेण व्यवस्थितिः अथाष्टाविंशोऽध्यायः श्री भगवानुवाच Salutations to Lord Krishna, Mahavishnu, all the Bhagavatacharyas, Bhagavata Bhaktas, Bhagavata Avataras, all our Rishis Munis, to the Shruti Mata and also the Brahma Tattva. May all of them be with us, bless us too, near to the self day by day. Today's 2-3 minutes thought is very simple one. With these many stories studied of Puranas, Itihasas, and so many of Upanishads heard, and our own life lived in our own whatever the age we are. So too through the technology, so much of the information we are able to access. From all these things, few things should happen in us in understandings. Simple. What is that? How to put it in words? I'm feeling it, but difficult to put in words. Okay, we'll see like this. Okay, this is not the only place. There is other place also, and there is an infinite place or space. So, too, this is not the only time. There was the past, there comes the future. Infinite was the past, infinite the future. So too, These are not the people who are around us only. There are many, many people in the around the globe. In fact, very many jivas also are there. Endless they are all. So too, what is happening in front of our eyes in the present world is not the only thing. Far away, unknown to us, unseen to us, millions of things are happening in the entire cosmos. In the past they happened, in the future also they will happen. In the same way, when we take into ourselves, this is not the only body we are given. Earlier lives, so many were given, future also will be given. So too, these are not the only the people, our friends, our relatives, or the possessions which we have now, though they are important now. But many many earlier lives, many we had, आगे भी बहुत होएंगे. So too, जो भी अनुभव हमको मिल रहा है ना, इतना ही नहीं है, पहले भी बहुत हुआ था, आगे भी बहुत होएंगे. और इन सब के परे भी एक परमात्मा है. वो तो सबसे ऊपर, सबसे ऊंचा, सबसे बड़ा. So at a macroscopic level, you see, the small alone becomes or appears as a big one. But if we can develop a microscopic vision, we can see the bigger ones also are small. Like a person, your servant is in front. Tall, 5.6 feet or 8 feet is there. Very light. Now you are in the 10th floor and your servant is below. You seem like an ant only. So too, when he is very nearby, he says, सर जी जो भी है वो क्यों इतना जोर से चिल्ला रहे हो लगता है. But from the 20th floor you are, how much you is chilling, you can't listen. I'm just telling how the world. So too, sometimes the person is next to us, we were not able to listen. If the in between, what is there, block is there, walls are there, anything. But even a person of 5,000 mile, you can listen when you have a cell phone or all. Why we are saying all this is, seeing all these things, we should come out of the wrong notion that this alone is what we are seeing alone is final or ultimate. Then, in all these aspects, as we explained, million things are happening. So what? Why should we listen all this? What? Only with this understanding that we will not be too much attached or preoccupied with any of the things of the present. That alone will make us free ourselves from these too strong attachments. Then only spiritually it helps us, because the mind is freed, you can do your sadhana of inquiry or upasana. Is it not like I take this body alone as me? Then every disease coming to it, every demand asked by it occupies my whole life. Yes, you have to manage, take care. When it is disease, you have to treat it. ये सब ठीक है, वो तो करो. और उससे ज़्यादा चिंता क्यों? इससे पहले कितने बार देह हुए, कितने बार शरीर मिला, कितने बार रोग हुए, कितने बार मरण हुआ. Just think about it. Extra importance given, we have to stop. So to the people around. These are not the stupid only children you have now. You had so many children in earlier lives so many times. Swamiji, where everybody was stupid, that I don't know. And we were also children to the parents in so many times. Till the Atmanubhuti comes, we will be also born as children to any kawa or kabutar ya koi bhi kisi ke liye, depending on our samskara prarabdha. Are you understanding it? We should not narrow gauge से हमारा दृष्टि नहीं होना है. माइक्रोस्कोपिक दृष्टि से देखने से सारा बड़ा बड़ा देखते हैं. मैक्रो में देखे तो बड़ा छोटा भी बड़ा दिखता है, बड़ा भी छोटा दिखता है, माइक्रो तो. See that way and then loosen our hold or identity with anything. Same time, any happening should not create such a strong dent in us. And from little distance we observe, unknown to us, known little to us, How many things are happening every moment in the whole cosmos? How many jivas are born? How many are growing and they are quarreling with each other? How many are dying? आप देखो तमाशा. How many waves are born in each river? How many rivers are there? If we can that way see, then all these happenings to which by giving the undue importance, we are fully lost in the peace of mind that we get protected from. तो क्या हुआ? And also a humbleness comes to us. Egolessness comes. When you see the very huge expanded world, like when I see any YouTube or something, hundreds and thousands of great Mahatmas are talking on Upanishads or Bhagavatam, Shiva Puran. अब उतना देखोगे तो I get humbled. Very good. So many are doing. My pranams to them. I am also doing as my seva sadhana to the Lord. My service to the world, my samarpan to the Bhagavan, my sadhana to myself. If I don't see all that with a narrow mind, I think I am only doing. ऐसा नहीं होता. So to any dukkha, it is not I am the only one becoming dukkhi. So many are more worstly dukkhi than us. We are much better placed. So to people leaving us and going, so what? You also left many people leaving many. अभी चल ही रहा है दुनिया का क्या चल. What is stopping? From that you can see in this, though delusory the world is, from the highest spiritual standpoint, even in that delusory world, see the infinite power of that illusion or Maya Shakti, see how big thing it is playing. We talked about one globe here. Like that, how many solar systems, how many galaxies, how much big is the universe? क्या चल रहा है? Is it not mind boggling and blowing both ways? So this observation, this analysis once in a while, first should humble us. Second is not to get too attached to anything around. Third, not to get bogged up by any happening around. Four, therefore, the opportunity given to us, grab it with both hands. Make the best use of it, this human life. And the best use is nothing but nearing to Paramatma. That's it. To our bhakti and jnanam. So that is a thought for the day. That's why we are daily studying Shastras and strengthening our knowledge of Paramatma, about our knowledge that Paramatma alone is real. Other than him, everything is imaginary, not real. And only when the real Paramatma, infinite Paramatma, Anandas Paramatma is obtained, our bondage of running for Ananda, we get mukta from mukti. Why? Because you got that which we are searching. Running for happiness is called bondage. It will never end till you reach happiness. And happiness is nowhere else except in your own self, our own self. Running is bandhanam. Being relaxed is moksha. You are running for happiness. That continues till real happiness of the self is discovered. That is moksha. Because there is no more running anywhere. Running with the mind, with the intellect, in the actions. After these are done, we need not run. We are pushed from one day to the other by our own destiny, karma phala. Okay? So let us be that way helping ourselves. Now in Bhagavatam 20th Skandham, or chapter of 11th Skandham, how beautiful are each of these shlokas. Heavy gun, heavy loaded they are. Yet when we are trying to use our intellect, little at least we are able to grasp it. Repeatedly when we do, protecting our mind intellect from getting lost in the world, sharpening it, beautifying it, making it single point, making it purified, bringing it to sattva guna, with that mind, when we really do the study, or with deeply bath samay aayega, more than the deep understanding, the conviction should make us take single pointed initiative of doing only that sadhana by which we recognize the Paramatma. Okay? Now we saw up to yesterday कि 32nd mantra is over. 33rd we started कि 32nd में क्या था? ओम यदि स्म पश्यत् असदिन्द्रियार्थम नानानुमानेन विरुद्धमन्यत् न मन्यते वस्तुतया मनीषी Sapnam yathottaya tirodadhanam. What an important shloka it was about in Atmagnani. Earlier shloka he says he is in the Atmastamati. Therefore, in through all the happenings, he will not find himself as any of the doer as an individual, nor he is associated with any of the doings. The doings are Tishtantam Asinam, Vrajantam Shayanam ityadi. Here he says Yadisma Pashyati Asat Indriyartham. Even if he for a moment sees these Indriyartha Vastus, Shabda Sparsha or anything, which are actually proved as Asat, then only he meditated and recognized the self. Even after recognizing the self, even a fraction of second, even if he sees Asat Indriyartham, his so many lives practice of Viveka Vairagya and Nishtha in Atmanubhuti comes into picture, and in a fraction of moment that intellect, that logic, that your own experience, all of them work and do what they do. This one ki anyat viruddham anumanena nana vastutaya na manyate manishi. That manishi, that wise person, what is that? Vastutaya na manyate. So whatever the little asat indriyartham he has seen, he knows that it is not reality. Vastutaya na manyate. He will not consider it as real. So ज्ञानी अज्ञानी में फर्क क्या है? For अज्ञानी all is real. Jnani is always in the Atma. Even he comes to Vyavahara, he just happens to be interacting in the world. In his intact wisdom, he knows that it is unreal. Like the father loses the caroms game, it is unreal. He is playing that. Like there are so many hundreds of examples I give. And what is that? Nana means the variety, multiplicity. Anumanena, through earlier studied logic, etc. Atmanaha viruddham, Atmanaha anyatu. Something other than the self, something contrary to self, in the form of the seen multiplicity, is through Anumana, through the logic, found to be na vastutaya manyate, unreal. What is that? Nana Anumanena, as we are saying every day, these four things are Anvaya and Vyatireka. Before that, Adavante Ennasti, Adavante Edasti. Anvaya, Vyatireka, Adavante Ennasti, Adavante Ennasti, Edasti. These four you hold, you got entire Vedanta. Adavante Ennasti is what? Vyatireka Paddhati, by which anything which is in between appearing Rupa Nama is found to be not existing. Adavante Chedasti, what is there in the beginning, in the end alone is in the middle, that is Paramatma. So to Anvaya, he is permeating everywhere, therefore from his standpoint there is nothing there. When all are rejected, yet he remains. That's called the Vyatireka Paddhati. Through this repeatedly contemplated, it just clicks. Only one thing to click. If it is there as gold. If it is there as ornaments, in the form of ornament, the gold alone is there. Gold only real, ornaments are only a form given, a name given, which themselves don't have independent existence. So, they are only mithya. Then why they have come? That's called Maya. And what is Maya? Paramatma's Ananta Shakti. With which, like you can imagine, like gold with its own inner power, itself has in its own inner Maya Shakti is appearing as so many ornaments. Gold only appearing with its own Maya in the form of so many ornaments. So Paramatma alone with his own Maya Shakti is appearing as so many Rupa. But all those Rupa Nama are appearances, not real for two reasons. One, they don't say all the time, they go on changing. Second is what? They don't have independent existence. Like the chair. Has this chair an independent existence apart from the plastic? Remove the plastic from the chair. Is there anything called as chair Rupa, chair Nama, chair utilization? So plastic alone is in the form of chair. So simple in the example, but when it comes to Paramatma Tattva, it takes time. In the case of chair, it is because easy, it is an object, it is outer thing. We don't have so much of attachments, vasanas with the chair. But with these Dehendriya Upadhi, with the Vishaya Vastus, Janma earned those attachments, indulgences, very deeply function in not allowing us either to get exposed to this wisdom or to understand this wisdom or to practice this wisdom. That is why the purification of heart, in which all these longings for everything of the world is removed, nishkama. From that with that mind, as it was easy in understanding in the example of a chair, there is nothing like a chair, rupa and chair nama. What is really is only plastic. In the same way, there is nothing called like the entire world of forms, world of names. What is there? Pure Sachidananda Brahma. In that pure heart, we will be able to understand that wisdom. Even then, because of the Abhyasa Bala, the value given to Rupanama continues and obstructs the theoretical knowledge from to become the experience. That is why, even though theoretical knowledge is pakka understood, we must do the sadhana of keeping away from Rupanama. When it is done for few lives, on the seat of meditation also, even at the subtle level, Rupanama of the mind called as thoughts, when they are all transcended, thoughtless mind is no mind, then you will see the self as it is. This is how yadisma pashyati asadindriyartham nananumanena viruddham anyato namanyate vastutaya manishi. Example, swapnam yatha uttaya tirodadhanam. When we wake up from the dream and look back, you remember the dream, but none of the things we take it as real. Na vastutaya pashyati. Is it not? Namanyate vastutaya. You will not take it as real. This is what pure, final, ultimate Vedanta, which is very heavy even to listen. More heavy to contemplate, understand. Even more heavy is to accept it and to experience that. The heavy sadhanas we have to do, outer and inner. नवरात्र में एक दिन उपवास नहीं कर सकते हम, कोई भी देहेंद्रिय उपाधियों से थोड़ा भी नाता नहीं छोड़ सकते. Forget our own देहेंद्रिय आदि. With so many things and people, even though they are kicking us, those who are kicking us, from them also we can't get detached. Such a weaklings we are. So how many janma of tapasya of all that we have to do. That is why what to do we can never know. You just consult Guru and Shastra. They tell us do this, that according to our varnashrama for sadhana. Keep on doing. That's why the Taittiriya Upanishad Dharma Jignasa. कम से कम 8-10 जन्म यथा शास्त्र वदितम उदितम उक्तम यथा गुरु उक्तम we have to do यथोक्तकारिन. Unless what Guru and Bhagavan Shastra said we do not only for few lives, we cannot get rid of the variety of cobwebs or the chains which we made around ourselves, from which we are not able to come out, we don't know how to come out. मैं कोशिश कितना भी करूं, क्या मैं अपने तमोगुण से बाहर आ सक रहा हूं? मेरे रजोगुण से बाहर आ सक रहा हूं क्या? कितने सारे अटैचमेंट्स लगाकर हर दिन दुखी 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 दुखी. What can you do? That is why prayer to mother, prayer to Bhagavan, prayer to Guru. Then they come in the form of some Guru. They teach those teachings when we follow. Then only this झंझट we come out. देखो परमात्मा अस्तित्व को बताने वाला भी शास्त्र है. परमात्मा को कैसे पाना है वो बताने वाला भी शास्त्र है. परमात्मा को पाने के बाद महिमा उसका कैसा रहता है वो बताने वाला भी शास्त्र है. और अपने आप को तैयार करने के लिए हमारे अंदर बाहर के सारे गड़बड़ को निकालने वाला भी शास्त्र है. शास्त्र है मतलब ऑल नॉलेज इन द शास्त्र. वी हैव टू लिसन, फॉलो एंड हेल्प आवरसेल्व्स. हो गया? Now let us see the 33rd mantra. Very good it is also. All these mantras heavy, and the last 7-8 slokas topic is so beautiful, so touching, so ultimate. I tell you, there Bhagavan Krishna's Krupa and Karuna is at the Parakashta level. That is more relevant to us as an initial sadhakas. These are all advanced seekers who are with full vairagya are on the seat of contemplation. They are given this data. Using this data, they are deeply entering in meditation. Yes, they enter. हमको तो वो तो बहुत दूर है. हमारे तुरंत क्या चाहिए? In the last 6 shlokas he speaks, you will enjoy it. Tomorrow, day after, we will see. Now the 33rd mantra. Urvam gruhitam gunakarma chitram अज्ञानमात्मन्य विविक्तमंग निवर्तते तत् पुनरीक्षयैव न गृह्यते नापि विसृज्य आत्मा पूर्वं गृहीतं गुणकर्म चित्रम् अज्ञानमात्मन्य विविक्तमंग निवर्तते तत् पुनरीक्षयैव न गृह्यते नापि विसृज्य आत्मा. So very, very good shloka it is. Very complete shloka. Again telling about the Jivan Mukta or Atmagnani. These are all Atmagnani के लक्षण क्या है बता रहे. ठीक है? One by one you see. Not very difficult, but the language is such. Yet and also completeness had to come for the meaning. Therefore, in that beautiful, complicated, beautiful but twisted form, it is said. Twisted form in the shlokas, the arrangement of the words is like that. So, now he is Jivan Mukta. Earlier he was not. Earlier he was Baddha. For whatever the reasons he was Baddha earlier, now they are not there. Therefore he is not Baddha. That's why he is called, he is Mukta. पहले बंधन में था, अब मुक्त है. पहले जिस कारण से बंधन में था, वो कारण अभी नहीं है. Therefore he is Mukta. Simple. Then what is the reason for which he was bound earlier? That thing is not there now, therefore he is liberated. You know, 10 years back, these that habit. But now some people, they give up smoking, they drink. Earlier वाला समझ में आ गया, बात तो छोड़ दिए. Everybody in little quantities, improving, growing. Some are there very rapidly growing by the wisdom, knowledge gained. You and I also slowly getting transformed. At least we have become regular in our classes. This knowledge should become more and more remembered. On this fire of knowledge, or with the sword of this knowledge, we have to burn or cut all that is obstruction to परमात्मा अनुभूति. That stage we have to enter. अब इस जन्म में इतना प्रारब्ध है, कुछ लोगों को खत्म भी हो गया. Some people are inviting new prarabdham, बेचारा, they should not do that. खत्म of prarabdha is nobody wants you. If nobody wanting you means what? There is no prarabdha. खत्म हो गया इस जन्म का. Then what you have to do that golden period? Just involve in sadhana. I am praying only this. Bhagavan, nobody should want me. I should not want anyone. I want only you first. Let me see you, experience you. बाद में जो खेल तुम खिलाओगे खिला दो. So correct it is. In the beginning days when nobody, we feel bad, यार कोई बात नहीं कर रहा मुझसे. साधन कर, भगवान की कृपा है ये. See the people who are involved with so many people, and there are millions who want to do sadhana. But they are not able to because entangled in so many responsibilities, so many people, obligations. इतना खचरा. 70, 80, 90 साल में हो गए, बेचारों को छूट ही नहीं रहा. आज जिनको सब छूट गया, make use of it. Don't create new ones. By the way, so Purvam Gruhitam, that which was earlier taken, लिया गया. पूर्वम गृहीतम. क्या था वो? गुण कर्म चित्रम अज्ञानम आत्मनि अविविक्तम. अंग, ओ अंग, ओ माय डियर उद्धवा, आत्मनि अविविक्तम गृहीतम means viviktam is separate, aviviktam is non-separate. Non-separate means oneness. So atmani aviviktam gruhitam means taken as the self. Gruhitam atmani aviviktam, not viviktam. Not taken as separate, but taken as one only. Taken as atma. इतना समझ. क्या लिया गया आत्मा के रूप में अर्लियर? कि गुण कर्म चित्रम अज्ञानम और अज्ञानजम. The ignorance born Guna, guna karma. Guna karma chitram. Means guna kya hai? Sattva, rajas, tamo guna. The sattva, rajas, tamo guna gives all the upadhis. Because of the upadhis, lot of karmas are done. So who is doing the karma? The upadhi. What is upadhi? Guna. That's why in Gita everywhere, guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate or gunairyo na vichalyate na prakrute guna sammudaha sajjante guna karmasu tana krishna vido mandan krishnamin na vichalayet prakrute kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudhatma kartahamidi manyate. So with sattva guna, let us say buddhi made. With rajo guna, let us say the indriyas, karmendriyas, pranas made. है ना. सत्व गुण से ज्ञानेन्द्रिया अंतःकरण बना है, रजोगुण से कर्मेंद्रिया पंच प्राण बने हैं, तमो गुण से देह बना. These are called gunas. Guna modification only, these three upadhis. They are doing work earlier. Even now, when they are doing work, Purva what is done? Aviviktama Atmani. If they are taken as mine. So the upadhis are mine or me. Through the upadhi, I am the doer. And whatever modifications happening onto the upadhi, they are happening to me. Whatever the results are coming, they are mine. So अज्ञान के कारण कौन सा अज्ञान? आत्मा का. द प्योर सेल्फ का नॉलेज नहीं होने के कारण avidya maya worked, three gunas expressed as three upadhis, three upadhis, the karmas are happening, be attended. All this was taken as me. Purvam gruhitam. Kim gruhitam? Guna karma chitram. Kutah janitam ajnana janitam. Kim rupena gruhitam? Atmani aviviktam iti. So अज्ञान जनित उपाधि, उपाधियों का कर्म को वही अज्ञान जनितता से, अज्ञान के कारण से मैं मानकर, मेरा मानकर मैंने आइडेंटिफाई किया था. पूर्वं गृहीतं गुणकर्म चित्रम अज्ञानम आत्मनि अविविक्तम. आत्मा से अलग के रूप में नहीं, आत्मा में ही ये सब हो रहा है. ऐसे अज्ञान के द्वारा मैंने मेरा स्वीकार किया. मेरा मतलब सिंपल वन, व्हेन द उपाधिस आर डूइंग द वर्क, आई थॉट आई एम डूइंग द वर्क. व्हेन द उपाधिस आर हैपनिंग, समथिंग इज हैपनिंग टू उपाधि, आई थॉट इट वाज हैपनिंग टू मी. फिर फ्रॉम द उपाधिस केम गुणास माया. सो उधर माया है, उसके वो गुण है, गुणों के द्वारा ये सब एक्सप्रेस हो रहे हैं. मैं उनके साथ जाकर लपेट लिया कि मेरा है वो, मैं हूं. Is it? This was Purva, at the Ajnana Avastha. Now Ajnana came to me, then what happens? Nivartate tat punaha ikshaya eva. Here iksha means darshanam. Darshanam of Atma. In the Atma anubhuti na gruhyate. Nivartate. What nivartate? First tadatmya nivartate. Thereafter, the reality given to the upadhis nivartate. Then the upadhi caused three gunas nivartate. Three guna caused maya nivartate. You understand? You can say like this for the understanding's sake, or you can say from that side. As we saw it in our Drugdusha Telugu people, interesting. What is that? Atma vastu, ajnana. Because of ajnana, thing which is not there is created. When the thing is not, which is not real, is imagined, projected, with that we get identified. This is the process of bandhana. Self, I am, hypothetically. The knowledge of the self is gone because ignorance of self, ajnana ho gaya. From the ignorance of self, the not self is projected. That not self projected is taken on self. So, Atma, Ajnanam, Avaranam, Vikshepam, Aropanam. Aropanam of Vikshipta on the Atma. Now, you cannot remove the Vikshepas. Okay, na? What you can do? The cause of Vikshepa you have to remove. Okay? Or we can say this way. Hmm. You, as long as the anatmaka aropana is there on the atma, I suffer. Okay? See this cyclic thing. Listen very carefully. As long as the anatma aropana done on me remains, so long I will be bound. Therefore, what should go away? Aropana of the anatma on me. Superimposition. Where from that anatma, which is aropita on me, came from? It came from vikshepa. Superimposition happened after the projection. Are you clear? Superimposed, like as long as the snake superimposed on the rope goes away, will not go. So long the snake is not realized. Let us start this one. As long as the superimposed snake doesn't go, the rope cannot be recognized. So what is to be removed? Snakeness. Okay? Snake is called aropana, aropita. But where from the aropita snake came? Only projected. Therefore, when the projection goes away, then only the superimposition of the snake on the rope goes away. Where from the projection came? It is because of non-apprehension of the rope only, called as avarana. Therefore, only when the avarana goes away, then the projection goes away. Only when projection goes away, then the superimposition goes away. When the superimposition goes away, then only mukti. Now, is that avarana, which has to be removed, is a substantial thing? No. Avarana or avidya. What is it? It is only the absence of knowledge of self only. Therefore, घूम फिरा कर फिर क्या है? It is not that you struggle with either aropana or the projection or even the avarana. Your drushti is only in vidya, in the knowledge of the self. Self being reality, search for the self will be fulfilled one day. Are you clear? Self being reality, search for the self one day will succeed in making us realize self. Now see the beauty. When the self is realized as it is, ignorance of the self, will it be there? Avarana? No. Then will the projection of the not self is possible? No. Then the superimposition of the not self on the self, which is the problem, the final problem, will it be there? No. So to him, because he got the Atma Jnanam, Ajnana is not there. Ajnana Janita Anatma, then Anatma superimposed on Atma, they are not there. That is the meaning of Purvam Gruhitam Gunakarma Chitram Atmani Atma Chitram Ajnanam Atmani Aviviktam E Anga Nivartate. How? Punaha Ikshaya Eva. That Iksha is called Jnana. Self is realized. Therefore, ignorance of self gone, projection of not self gone. Therefore, the superimposition of not self on the self also is gone. Superimposition of not self on the self is called as taking anatma as atma. Anatma are all these panchakoshas. Now I am living as panchakosha. Totally aropita. Therefore, anything happening to panchakoshas is as if happening to me only. That aropana se pehle kya hua? Panchakoshas are projected. Before the Panchakosha projection, what was there? Ignorance of this self. Then what is to be done? Manage Panchakoshas in such a way that they are not heavy burden in the path of knowing the self. That is what taught to us in Taittiriya Upanishad in the first Shikshavalli. Through all these upasanas. Isn't it? After that is done, our struggle is never ever with the Panchakosha, please remember. Never ever with. Because how can you fight with the snake when it is not real? Is it not? In the same way, but they are super overpoweringly influencing us. So that is called extreme rajas and tamas. So by eliminating extreme rajas and tamas, the पंचकोश का प्रभाव हमारे ऊपर थोड़ा कम करते हैं. पूरा नहीं जाता वो. प्रभाव कम होने के बाद you become sattvic, you become qualified for meditation, etc. to know this. As the self is discovered, when you see the panchakoshas never ever existing, the anatma or the super projected things. In the projection ही नहीं है, तो सुपर इम्पोजिशन कहाँ से हो गया? आरोपणम. That is what a mukti. Here he says, nivartate tat punah ikshaya eva. Now, in all this drama, what is the position of the self? बहुत important thought है ये, the fourth pada of the shloka. This is कि आत्मा न गृह्यते नापि विसृज्य. Interesting point. When the anatma is superimposed on me, that time atma visarjanam never happened. It was always there. Therefore, when this ignorance is removed by jnanam, the atma svikruti did not happen, grihyate not happen. Because the self is such thing which can never be given up. That is called as the self. If it can be given up, it is not self. क्या ना मैं अपने आप को छोड़ सकता हूँ क्या? नहीं. That is called in technical Vedanti word as the self is aheyam. हेयम मीन्स छोड़ना, अहेयम मीन्स छोड़ नहीं सकते. सब छोड़ सकते, पति पत्नी बच्चे घर गृहस्थी पैसे दौलत धन जायदाद, इवन देह यू कैन छोड़ो, मन बुद्धि इंद्रिया यू कैन छोड़ो, इवन अहंकार यू कैन बी छोड़ो, बट सेल्फ कैन नॉट बी छोड़ो. Understood. Now the second thing is also interesting. Na grihyate api. Not if we can hold also the self. Why? Because you can hold something which is other than you only, no? This is called anupadeyam. Aheyam anupadeyam manovacham agosharam brahma purnamaham maha sakshi swarupoham sattamatra swarupoham aham evaham avyah. These are all the Vedanta Dindima in all those Viveka Chodamani, we can see that slokas. So self is aheyam, you can't give it up. Anupadeyam, it cannot be held by any of the upadis. Like, Gurudev gives this example. He says, when I was traveling in some flight, train, somebody asked him, do you know Swami Chinmayananda? Unhi ko pucha. He cannot say no, he cannot say yes. Is it not? He can't say that I don't know Swami Chinmayananda. Because he himself is that. He can't say yes also because he's not somebody other than him. आप ही को आकर पूछते हैं तो आप उनको जानते हो, तो आप ना हाँ भी नहीं कह सकते ना भी नहीं. क्या कह सकते हो? नॉट हाँ और ना मैं ही हूं. दैट मैं ही हूं इज नॉट एन आंसर टू आप जानते हो कि नहीं जानते हो. देयर द क्वेश्चंस गेट रिजॉल्व्ड. यार जानते ना जानते की बात कहा, यहाँ पकड़ना ना पकड़ना की बात का बहुत अर्थ है. जानना ना जानना इज बौद्धिक पकड़ना ना पकड़ना. Intellect also cannot, mind also, senses also. Through anything. So, self in me cannot be rejected, self in me cannot be held. Self is self. It was ever there. Then what happened? Only the covering of the self happened, called as ignorance. In that ignorance only the power is there of projecting something, the entire world of names and form through the three gunas. All of that generally is called as anatma. And that is taken as the self. And उसमें में और एक विचित्र क्या है? From the ignorance or maya of the self, whole universe is created. In that universe is one this panchakosha deha, इतना छोटा एक पतले गली में एक बेडरूम में सोता रहता है. With that I have identified and see suffering there. Like a person, multimillionaire, he has got hundreds of bungalows of duplex, everything. But he was diseased and sick. He is admitted in an isolated room in a hospital ward. इतना बड़ा घर है उसका, इतने मकान है, सब है. But he is in the bed only. He can't even get up from the bed because he is deceased. Do you understand? We are deceased because of disease of ignorance. Like that person, we are caught up only in this Panchakosha Deha, whereas by right, we are that self which is all pervading. It's like Indians. It is our nation. How did we allow those stupid rascals to overpower us and rule for such a long time, Murak. Even now also have to be careful. Don't allow anybody to dominate. Finish them. The moment they get thought of doing anything to India or Hinduism, फेंक देना उनको बस. But we are weak. Isn't it? Same way, we are so weak in our spiritual knowledge and all that we are enslaved by the Anatma Upadi. These Panchakoshas are like these Mughals, Rakshasas and Britishers etc. who मीठे मीठे बात बोलते हुए इंडिया में घुसकर हमको ही वो गुलाम बना दिए. And luckily they are kicked away at least after 1,000 years. But this gulami to this deha is happening from millions of years. From how many lives we don't know. साम्य समझ में आ गया ना दोनों के बीच में. साम्य means the similarity in the examples. This jnani has got that jnanam, that he is the self. When the self knowledge comes, ignorance of self goes away. With that, the projection of not self, superimposition of not self on the self goes away. 4 things: knowledge, ignorance, projection, superimposition. Vidya, avidya, then vikshepa, avarana. So vikshepa and aropana. Vidya, avidya or avarana called vikshepa, then comes aropa. Aropita. And at a higher level, aropitasya asti kimartavatta adhishtanama bhati tatha brahmena. Because of Brahma, adhishtanam only is even appearing as aropita also. Yesterday, day before, we saw that. Again, I will not touch it. It will be again a repetition of the explanation. Is it not? Once we have denied the ornamentation and discovered the truth called as the gold, from the conviction of the goldness, when you look back, you see ornament in and through. What is an ornament? Gold only. Therefore, same way, by rejecting entire world's Rupanama, by rejecting the Rupanama Upadhi, we reach self. After reaching the self, when you look back, these Panchakoshas, Upadhi, entire world appears or known as self only. Adhishtanam abhati, self only everything. That is why Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma means. Earlier, Idam was covering Brahma. What we do in sadhana? Keep the idam for the time being away and discover Brahma. After discovering Brahma, every idam is Brahma only appearing as aham and idam. That is why self alone, in the ignorance of self, is projected as knower and known. Thereafter, the known is taken as the self. What is sadhana done? The known is kept away. Self is discovered. After seeing the self, everything as knower and known, all are Paramatma. That's called Brahmarpanam Ityadi Shloka. That's why ब्रह्मज्ञानी के दृष्टि में मैं कुर्सी मेरा ये नहीं रहता. ये भी मैं हूँ, कुर्सी भी मैं हूँ, ये भी मैं हूँ, दरवाजा भी मैं हूँ. Everything is same Satchidananda Paramatma. The same Satchidananda Paramatma here बैठने वाला उधर कुर्सी इस रूप में दिख रहा है बस. It's a खेल going on. In the infinite power of Paramatma by his own choice, the knower known play is going on. Seer seen playing is going on. Owner owned playing is going on. Creator created. Maintainer maintained. Destroyer destroyed. Play is going on. Both are one Paramatma. Is it not? That is why again and again we see, when I know an object, I am the knower of that object, but the conscious self in me illuminate the knower also. The consciousness in me illuminates the known also, and the knowledge also. Become little quiet and subtle here only. If the consciousness is all permeating and illuminating the knower in me, the known also, what it should conclude to? It should conclude this thought, to this thought. Ki conscious self only in its own ignorance. Means when it is not minded or when it is not aware. When the awareness is not aware, it only one place acting as Noah, other places known. ज्ञाता ज्ञेयम एक ही परमात्मा के ऊपर आरोपित है. See the drama. Actually, what is there? Only self. Self is forgotten. On that, so much is projected. Projected is superimposed on the self. The real self is always not seen. Like we'll never talk about plastic. We only say कुर्सी लाओ, कुर्सी ले जाओ, कुर्सी टूट गया, कुर्सी अच्छा है, कुर्सी ठीक नहीं है. Whole life we talk kursi, kursi only. Not even once we say plastic. So too, whole life we play with Rupa Nama. Never even once we say that it is Paramatma. Whereas without plastic, just like chairs cannot be, without our Atma, none of the Rupa Nama can be. And what is the position of that which you talk as so real? It's only imagination. The chairness, its form and Rupa are imagination on the plastic. But it is given so much importance, forgot. So too, the world of name and form is given so much importance, and it has become real. The reality is forgotten. Whereas their position is what? Without the reality, they can't have नामो निशान also. सचित नहीं है तो कोई जगत का रूप नाम टिक सकते हैं क्या? सचित परमात्मा नहीं है तो. It's like parents give everything and you eat from them only, and then we neglect them only. And those people who have got the fortune of serving parents in their old age, they are clearing their debts of all lives to everyone. Remember the Ganapati example. He did parikrama to mother, father. Enough was it that he has achieved everything. If some people get the chance to serve old parents, they are the ones, all gurus, gods are blessing them. All gurus, gods are receiving all the pujas through the service to parents. He is cleared of all the debts. Only one thing remains, when that debt is over, sit realize. There's कोई obstruction ही नहीं रहेगा. ये तो हायर पॉइंट में कह रहा हूँ, बट द एग्जाम्पल वॉज टेकन फॉर द डिफरेंट रीजन कि माँ बाप का ही खाना खा के उन्हीं को हम जिस तरह से केयर नहीं करते. सो टू भारत देश में रहकर भारत माता को ही हम जो है डिस्टर्ब ट्रबल करते हैं. इट्स इंटरेस्टिंग पड़ोसी के घर में जाके चोरी करो, इसमें कोई अर्थ होता है? अपने घर में चोरी करना. We do chori in our own Sanatana, we do chori in our own Desha. Very pagal ho gaye hum. That is another example. Eating the food of our own nation, yet blaming the nation. Living in this great, grand, glorious culture and not recognizing its greatness. In the same way, substratum is self. Self is forgotten. Vedanta ka hi apatti hai. You do whatever you want, but don't forget the substratum. Don't forget substratum to such an extent that the superimposed is taken as reality. Like you marry, you get a wife, but don't forget your base, the parents, na? मैं शादी हो गया, मैं घूमने निकले बच्चे पत्नी को लेकर, फॉरगेट पेरेंट्स के लिए. अरे मूर्ख. You know that story? Father was digging, child also was digging. Father asked, तू क्यों दो खोद रहा है? Child asked, why did you? अरे तुम्हारे दादाजी को रखने के लिए. सर मैं तुम्हारे लिए रख रहा हूँ, खोद रहा हूँ. If you value your parents, your children value. But basics भूल जाना. ह्यूमन रेस बीइंग का सबसे पहले घमासान मूर्खता है. Like not having immunity cause of every disease. Basic. Strong immunity, you may be in all the infectious area, yet you don't get infected. So to basics are the ones, if you lose, we get lost. The basic is सच्चिदानंद परमात्मा. बाकी सब खेल है. इसलिए हर एक में रहने वाला परमात्मा को जानो, पहचानो, उनको मानो. बाकी रूप नाम का खैर मत करो. दिस इज द एसेंस ऑफ शास्त्र इन एनी लैंग्वेज, इन एनी भजन कीर्तन. यही लाखों बार बोला जाता है, बट लॉजिक इज नॉट टोल्ड, देयरफॉर वी डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. इन आवर उपनिषद्स, इन आवर भाष्यम, इन आवर भागवतम, we are given logical explanation. Then intellect not only gets answered, gets satisfied, but also gets convinced. Then you practice that conviction. Now, what is the conviction to be practiced? Every Rupa Nama in its substratum as Paramatma only. My drushti on reality. Without compromising with my vision of reality, I play the game in the world of unreality of name and form. Then there is not a samsara. So in this shloka, Purvam Gruhitam Gunakarma Chitram Ajnanam Atmani Aviviktam, आत्मा से अलग के रूप में नहीं लिया गया, आत्मा के रूप में स्वीकार किया गया, जो अज्ञान से जन्म गुण एंड कर्म, गुणार उपाधि कर्मार, the karma done by the upadhi, which was taken as mine earlier, nivartate tat. That entire accepting the not self as self is nivartate. Why? Self is discovered. Self is so subtle, sublime. Other than self, nothing is there, if at all is a projection. And always remember, the projected can never touch the substratum. The pot projected on the mud never touches the mud. The cinema projected on the screen, Halla gulla, whatever is happening in cinema, projected, doesn't touch the screen. Is it not? The snake never poisons the rope. Projected can never touch the adhisthana. That's the beauty. That is why the glory of the adhisthana, it is never touched by the aropa. Therefore, anytime you can drop the aropita, you can reach to your adhisthana. अगर अधिष्ठान आरोप से डिस्टर्ब किया गया होता तो कभी भी किसी को अधिष्ठान नहीं मिलता, फिर मोक्ष होता ही नहीं. That means what? A courage, a beautiful sentence to give us courage, confidence that even though millions of lives I am living as the projected not self taken as self, still the self in me is immaculate. Any day I can drop the projected not self and identify with the real self. That is the assurance. कुछ बिगड़ा नहीं आपके आत्मा को, वो ऐसा का जैसा का है, अब अनात्म त्याग करो, आत्मा का आनंद ले लो. And all that is only in understanding. See the beauty? Self is never disappeared, it is ever there. Only thing is you have to understand. Not self is never created, it's only projected. Therefore, understand it is unreal, it goes away. You can't do anything to bring the rope, it is always there. You can't do anything to send the snake because it was never there. It was not a matter of action there. It's not a matter of action. It's a matter of ignorance and knowledge. Is it not? Ignorance of rope made us forget the rope, led to the imagination of snake. The knowledge of this rope reveals the rope, automatically the projected snake goes away. कुछ करना ही नहीं होता है, जो आत्मा है उसको जानना है, उसी रोशनी में जो नहीं था अनात्मा नहीं है करके जानना. That's it. You need not struggle anything. That is why the darkness goes away, not by doing any action, it's just by lighting the light. Okay? And in the darkness only all the accidents are happening, everything. The moment the light came, the darkness gone, accidents gone. So all the dukkha of samsara are called the accidents. That is because of the darkness of the self, ignorance of self. Know the self, all the darkness goes away, all the accidents go away. The accidents are the raga, desha, kama, krodha, and with them continuously dukkhi hona. Bhayankar. Hey Prabhu, like today morning when we were chanting after Telugu class, that Bhavani Bhujanga Stotram, how beautifully that Bhakta asks Mother, when will this Raga Dvesha go away? When will this Kama Krodha go away? When I discover you, Mother, as you are, as my own self, please bless me. ये वाली बात. Then done. Now, same thing with an example. Here in last 15 shlokas, if you see, a theme is told, it is explained, example is given. This is how the Siddhanta, that's logical explanation, then Upamana. Shruti, Yukti, Upamana. Upamanam and Yukti make us convinced about what the Shruti said. Then you have to do your Vyasa to explain. याद रखना, बिना साधना का आत्मानुभूति नहीं होगा, बट बिना समझदारी का साधना क्या ही नहीं पता होगा. Sadhana only Anvaya Vyatireka, in which the not self is rejected as not existing, self is accepted as real existing. And that cannot happen without knowledge. Knowledge is Upanishad Vedanta, which again, through again Anvaya only proves self alone is real. Now the example is what? Simple. That much we'll see today. Yata hi bhano rudayo nu chakshusham tamo nihanyad natu sadvidhatte evam samiksha nipuna sati me hanyatamisram purushasya buddhe. Very beautiful slokas there are. Hours together we can delve on that with various quotations of Upanishads. आप तो घंटे इसके ऊपर घंटों चर्चा करते जा सकते. And if you have studied the great master, their bhashyas, और भी मजा. Example what? Simple. Yata hi bhano udayaha. Like the rise of the sun. Horizon में what it does? Sachakshusham tamaha nihanyatu. Natu satvidhatte. The rising of the sun removes the darkness which was not making my eyes to use its ability of seeing the world. क्या किया सूर्य भगवान ने? मेरे आंखों के सामने वाला अंधकार निकाल दिए सूर्य भगवान आकर. ना कि तमो निहन्यात न तो सद्भिदत्ते. Not that Surya has brought or created the world. Like at the morning 4:40, 4:30, you just be on the building top, yours. Don't jump. अभी नहीं. अभी time है उसके लिए. You see nothing is seen in the pitch darkness. ये सारे आप थोड़ा गांव वगैरह जाओ तो पता चलेगा, वहां पे 10 story बिल्डिंग नहीं रहेगा. But somewhere in dark, nothing, everything is there but nothing seen. Why not seen? The darkness. So my दृष्टि, उसके पहले अंधकार, अंधकार के कारण कुछ नहीं दिखना. Correct? When the sunlight came, what did he do? The andhakara which is there in my दृष्टि is removed. मेरे आंखों के सामने. Not that the light has brought the things there. वो हमेशा थे. बस अज्ञान को, अंधकार को निकाल दिया तो जो चीज है हमेशा थे वो हमको दिखाई दी. See the beautiful example. In the same way, entire Vedanta Jnana sadhana removes the darkness of ignorance. It never creates the self nor brings the self. Self is ever there. यथा हि भानोः उदयः नृचक्षुषां तमः निहन्यात् न तु सत् विधत्ते एवं in the same way समीक्षा निपुणा सती में हन्यात् तमिस्रं पुरुषस्य बुद्धेः. पुरुषस्य बुद्धेः तमिस्रं हन्यात्. The human being's intellect which is clouded by the ignorance, that is removed by this knowledge of the self, theoretical, practical, experiential. And what is the meaning of evam nipuna samiksha sati? Samiksha, sati samiksha nipuna. Sati means sadvastu, samiksha means experience, nipuna means which is perfectly convincingly gained. The knowledge gained convincingly about the Atma only removes the ignorance that is there in the buddhi. Like every day we are coming to class. What action we are doing here? I am talking to you, it's okay. Other than that, we are only through understanding remove the layers or darkness of ignorance, of misunderstanding. That's it. Avidya ko hum dur kar rahe bas. Nothing is done. Yourself always. Okay. So, evam samiksha nipuna sati. These are the words. Technical. थोड़ा हम उसको टच कर कर. Then the next one, येषः स्वयं ज्योतिः अजः अप्रमेयः महानुभूति सकलानुभूति एकः अद्वितीयः असावर्यामे येन ही चिदाभाग स्वचरन्ति. इतने बड़े लाइन भगवान देकर आपको भी परेशान कर रहे हैं, मुझे कर रहे हैं. आपको क्यों परेशान कर रहे हैं? क्यों आपको मेरे को सुनना पड़ रहा है. अब मुझे क्यों पड़ रहा है सब परेशान, क्यों मुझे आपको सुनाना पड़ रहा है. Unless I explain every word, I am not satisfied. See, today only one shloka we dealt the entire class with little background of the earlier portion. ठीक है. Now only 10-12 shlokas are there of this mantra, or even 9 only. Exactly 10. 34 कर दिया हमने. 10 श्लोक 2 दिन में कर लेंगे. So this is how our this 28th chapter of 11th sarga. will be completed, and so much we studied about it. कितना याद है प्रभु जाने, बट हर दिन क्लास में मुझे तो मजा आ रहा था, आपको सजा हो रहा था कि भी आई डोंट नो. टुडे 33rd day of this class, or even 34, I don't know. 1 month we are doing only one chapter, but it's worthy. Thanks. Now we will do our Adhyatma Ramayanam, followed by 1 or 2 stotrams, followed by Devi Khadgamala Stotram, any of the other things. Chichakya Stotram, Lalita Stotram. Jo bhi Prabhu chahe. First let us do our